welcome back. Today I am going to be giving you my top 5 tips for shopping for clothes if you are a redhead. So I've kind of just broken down 5 things that I normally try and consider when I'm buying a new item of clothing, and I'm going to go through those with you, and then at the end I'm going to share some of the useful kind of sustainable resources that I found for shopping more ethically, because I have been trying to do that more this year. It's been something that I've just been trying to focus on with my clothing spending. If I can't find something that I am looking for because there's a gap in my wardrobe and I just cannot find a sustainable version that's affordable for me or the right shape for my body or anything like that, then I will still buy from those more kind of fast fashion brands. But I definitely think there are certain levels that you can decide what your comfort boundaries are with it, and I'm going to go through that as well and kind of share how I do my research. And then I'm going to share with you some of my favourite pieces that I found this year whilst I've been focusing on trying to shop a little bit more ethically for clothing. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so it can be a little bit complicated when shopping as a redhead, and that is mainly because of colour theory. So number 1 is know what colours you feel comfortable in. So for me, there are certain colours that I feel like do clash more with my hair and aren't as flattering on me. And obviously that doesn't mean that if you're a redhead you can't wear like a bright orange, or you can't wear a hot pink, or you can't wear something that is like a clashing colour with orange. But just work out what you feel comfortable with wearing, and that's going to mean experimenting with trying different clothes. I've just worked out over the years what colours I know I feel really comfortable and feel like myself in, and what colours I don't. I would definitely say that my style has evolved over the years 2, 3, maybe 4 times. I'm 27 at the moment. I have had quite defined periods where I'm into certain types of looks, and I feel like I've just gone through another one of those kinds of changes where before I would never feel comfortable wearing anything even remotely bright, like block color bright. I feel like I got to a point at the beginning of this year where I was just feeling very unconfident in my body, in myself. I didn't like anything I was wearing. I thought it looked drab and dreary, and it just wasn't making me excited to get dressed in the morning. And I know that sounds like a very trivial and materialistic thing, but something as small as putting on an outfit that you love can really change your mood for the whole day. If you feel confident in what you're going to wear, then you're going to be upbeat and you're going to feel like, I don't know, just a little bit more alive for that day, or at least that's what I find personally. Before, I would definitely stay in the, like, if I was gonna go for a color, I might wear like a pastel blue or like a sky blue, and or a green, because green kind of complements orange, and like rust tones, browns, you know, really like deep orange or deep mustards and that kind of thing, very autumnal shades. I would always go for those. I still absolutely love clothes in those shades, and I will always kind of gravitate towards that, especially in the autumn time. I feel like the autumn is redhead season. But since I would say probably like February time, January, February, I've been trying to experiment with putting more colour into my wardrobe, buying more pieces that are a little bit brighter. So I have got like a pastel pink jumper, a lilac t-shirt top thing, like a little bit of a peachy t-shirt, just to start incorporating some block colour. I'm not such a fan of like really patterny colours, but I feel like if you aren't used to wearing colour, then incorporating those block plain colours where you don't have to worry about lots and lots of different things going on the clothing, it's a much easier way to style a brighter color. And it is going to take a little bit of playing around to work out which of those bright colors works best with your hair color. There might be some that you're like, nope, that's a complete no-go, doesn't make me feel good. And there might be some that actually do really complement. I can't just say these are the colors that will work for a redhead. I think it does take a little bit of trial and error, but I certainly can say for me personally, I stay away from colors that are cool toned generally. So any kind of grays really washes me out. It's not super flattering. White, like summer dresses, I wear a lot of like white t-shirts and like block white things, but if I wear like a white, really strappy kind of beach dress, I don't feel the most comfortable in it because I do have very pale skin, so it does kind of wash me out if white is the only colour I'm wearing as a dress. But I do like it if I contrast it with blue jeans, like, and a white t-shirt, for example. So it does take that little bit of playing around. I love navies, I love black. I mean, who doesn't like wearing black? But yeah, grey I would say is the main colour that I pretty much never buy. My wardrobe tends to be quite neutral, and I just throw in pops of colour here and there to like liven things up a bit. Okay, number 2 would be know your body shape. So the rest of these aren't really specifically for redheads, because I feel like the main thing that sets us apart is obviously the colour element of our hair. But yeah, just for clothes shopping in general, I would definitely recommend knowing your body shape. So for me, my body shape is a pear. I am much wider on my hips and my legs than I am on the top. So I'm actually at least a size different, sometimes 2 sizes different from my top to my bottom. So obviously my bottoms are always like a size up. So I know, for example, if I'm going to buy a bikini set, I need to have the option to buy them in different sizes, because if I buy a size 12 bikini, then it's not going to fit on the top, but it is going to fit on the bottom. So like, for example, just knowing that you have that type of body shape and knowing what is going to flatter it can really just change the way that you feel in your clothes. Because if you don't fully understand how clothes hang on you and how they might look different to what they do on the model or the mannequin, then you're not really going to be able to find the right clothes that suit you personally, and everyone's different. So yeah, you can find online like body shape charts. I'll try and link one below if I can find one. If you can find a body shape chart, then that will really help you just try and like work out. It might be like that you've got an hourglass body, it might be that you're an apple, it might be that you're a pear, it might be, you know, there's all these different, and you really don't have to like confine yourself to that shape. But if you're not sure what you personally do feel comfortable wearing, then I think actually working out your body shape and understanding which clothes would suit that better will really help with that. Okay, so point 3 is find the styles that suit you. So for me, I find if I wear these types of necklines, either where they're like square necklines with like a little, it's not even really a sweetheart, but it kind of just has a little gather here, then that's really flattering. Or ones that are kind of like going in that way, like almost like a halter neck but not, and then it's like a racer back, I guess. I find they're really flattering. The thing that I can't wear, which is a lot of summer styles have this look where it goes out like that and the straps go out from the middle. That looks really unflattering. I don't really know what it is about my body shape that it just doesn't suit, but yeah, it just doesn't flatter my body. And obviously having such a larger bottom half than my top half, I really have to think very carefully when I am shopping for skirts, for trousers. And my legs are quite short as well, so I'm like a regular mainly in trouser length and stuff like that. So they're not super short, but because they're a lot bigger than my top half, they do look shorter, I feel like. So I kind of have to be aware of that. Like the style of jeans at the moment, which is really popular, is like ankle grazers, and I have to be really, I can find some that work for my body shape, but a lot of them just make, like, they cut me, they make me look like so much shorter and wider than I actually am. So it's just like knowing little things like that. It's going to make the process of shopping a lot quicker and a lot smoother when you can like rule out certain things when you're browsing. Okay, so number 4 is one that I practice all the time. Don't be afraid to try things on, and try things on in different sizes. Plan to send things back. You know, I do kind of budget in like what I'm actually gonna buy, and then I deliberately order more than I need and I pare it back down. So I do the majority of my clothing shopping online. So if I can't try it on in store, then I do really need to try it on at home to figure out what looks best. Especially with my body being 2 different sizes, I actually often find that I will be a size like 8 in one item of clothing in one shop, and in the same shop I could try on a top where I'm like a size 12, so like 2 sizes bigger than the other top that I tried on from the same shop. It can be a bit of a nightmare trying to work out what size I would be, so I usually buy 2 options. As you do more and more of that, you will start to know, okay, in this shop I'm usually either this size or this size, or I'm usually that size in that shop, and you'll just get to recognize it more, and again you'll feel more confident shopping in certain places, and you'll feel more confident about the clothes that you're wearing because they fit right and you've selected the right size for you. So it seems like such a simple tip to like buy clothes that are the right size, but I think it's so easy just to order something online, it come in the wrong size, and just be like, oh well, I can't be bothered to send it back now, so I'll just make it work, or oh, I'll get it taken up and then never get it taken up and just wear it anyway. Like, I think that's really easy to do. So last tip, and then we will get on to showing some of the clothes and the resources, is about shopping a little bit more ethically than you maybe have done in the past. Now, obviously this is not a new thing. Sustainable and ethical shopping has been around for a really long time, but for me personally, I have mainly been concentrating it on it this year, researching the brand before I buy from them and really understanding, okay, where is my money going to if I buy this product? And not just that, but knowing how long it's going to last. Is it a really trendy piece that's only going to be in fashion for a few months and then you're not going to want to wear it next year or even in 6 months' time? In that case, don't buy it. That's what I'm really trying to tell myself. I'm really trying to now buy pieces that I know will be timeless in my wardrobe. Obviously there are some which I'll show you some of the ones that I bought, and they're not going to be things that I want to wear forever, but I think for the majority, especially if you are making the choice to buy from an ethical brand, they're often more expensive. If you are going to spend the extra money on that, then I think it is worthwhile just trying to invest in pieces that are going to last in your wardrobe for years to come. To be honest, to shop sustainably, you don't have to only buy from sustainable brands. You can still buy from fast fashion brands. Someone I follow on Instagram did a really good post. I saw this morning and it like stuck with me. She's called Chloe Plumstead. It basically said, consumption is the real problem here. If you're going to buy 30 pieces a month from sustainable clothing brands, then yeah, okay, you are putting your money into a better brand than you were if you were going to buy like 10 pieces from Boohoo, but you're still contributing so much to landfills.
Just to say as well, another really important part of her post, which I forgot to mention here, was that she talks about how a lot of people are just unable to buy from sustainable brands because they are so expensive. And yes, there's a reason for that, but it still means that a large portion of consumers are unable to purchase from those brands because they simply don't have the financial means to do so. So because of that, there needs to be another conversation about how you can still be sustainably shopping without needing to only purchase from sustainable brands.
And I don't think that it's necessarily key to have a capsule wardrobe, but I do think that there is merit in paring back your wardrobe and thinking, really, do I need 5 of that summer dress that I'm only going to wear on holiday? And just thinking like sensibly about what you're going to buy. And even if you do buy from a fast fashion brand, if you're doing that and you're reducing your consumption, then you're still making a positive impact. So really quickly, I'm just going to link a few resources and talk about a few resources because I'm aware that this video is getting long, and then we're going to talk through the clothing. So First resource that I would really recommend if you are wanting to shop more sustainably, Depop and Oxfam Online. So for me, going into a charity shop and searching through all of the clothes, and also the area that I live in isn't super big, like the charity shops aren't massive, they don't really have a great selection of clothes that I would personally want to wear, if I'm honest. I don't find that the easiest way for me to shop secondhand. For me, it's definitely Depop, Oxfam Online. Oxfam Online I find a lot trickier than Depop, just because it does the filtering system isn't as easy, but I have found a couple of really nice pieces from there, and I would still recommend it if you are in the UK and you're looking for somewhere to buy secondhand online. Depop obviously is more of like, you can set up your own shop, anyone can do it kind of thing, so you're buying from an individual, so you kind of have to be a little bit wary of like, how genuine is this? But I do think I've got some really nice pieces from Depop before, and I think it's a great resource if you are looking to shop more ethically and still want to have some of those like trendy pieces in your wardrobe. Also, the website that I use to research and just check the status of the brands that I'm buying from is called Good On You. They have a brand directory on there and they rate everything on there, and they will say whether it's good or bad in terms of their ethical rating, and they break that down if you want to read more into it. You don't have to, you can just see like, oh, that one's rated good, and I think it's fairly trusted source to know like, okay, that's cool, like I feel comfortable buying from that, or you may want to read more into it. So they rate it out of 5 for planet, then people, and then animals. This one that I'm looking at right here has a 5 out of 5 for planet, but it has a 3 out of 5 for people, which will be its staff and its workers, and then a 4 out of 5 for animals. So it might use some leather products or whatever it is, I don't know, but that would be basically why it's been marked down. If you're vegan, for example, you might need to have it 5 out of 5 on animals, but you're not so bothered about it being 5 out of 5 on planet and people. If you're not vegan, you might not mind so much about that, but planet might be really important to you or whatever. So definitely do your research into it, but I do find they pretty much now have every brand on there. Most brands I have found on Good On You. So I would really recommend looking at that if you are looking to just do a bit more research into shopping sustainably and seeing which rating your favorite brands have, because for me it was very eye-opening. Okay, so moving on to the clothes, I am going to do cutaways, or if I can't do a cutaway then I will try and show it on the screen on the model. Obviously it's not going to look the same, but obviously all of these colors and stuff I find have worked for me as a redhead. I feel really confident wearing these clothes, I feel very comfortable wearing these clothes, and I really think they are all good quality pieces as well, because that is a big thing about what attracts me to shopping from a sustainable brand over a fast fashion brand. Obviously the ethical side of it, but also the quality of the clothes I found pretty much across the board have been much higher than if I was to buy a £5 Pretty Little Thing top, you know? Okay, so I guess I'll start with what I'm wearing right now. This top is from Free People. So you've probably heard of Free People. They are a very well-known brand in the ethical space. They're kind of like mid-range. So all of the pieces that I'm going to recommend are not from the very, very, very high-end sustainable brands, because I can't afford to buy those, but they are obviously going to be more expensive. Not all of them. I do have maybe like one affordable option, but yeah, that's kind of the price you pay for fair wages basically. But obviously on Depop things are a lot cheaper there because they're secondhand. Okay, so yeah, this Free People top wasn't super expensive. I think it was about £30, which is pretty standard actually for a top in general from anywhere, so that I was really pleased about. I do really like the neckline. It's kind of like fitted. I'll just show you how it looks like this. So it's really fitted, but it is long. I'm not a huge fan of crop tops anymore. I feel like I've outgrown my crop top phase now that I am 27. And then the back just has a really nice crossover detail. It also has a built-in like sports bra thing in it, so you don't need to wear a bra with it. And it's so comfortable and so nice for summer, and I know it's really high quality, and I know that it's going to be timeless. Like I can wear this year on year and it's never going to look out of fashion. So I'm really happy with this purchase. I actually got this to wear on my birthday with another item that I'm going to talk about in a minute. But they're a good sustainable brand that's not super expensive. Obviously some of their stuff is more pricey than others, but this was like quite an affordable thing. Okay, so the next brand that I wanted to recommend is Thought Clothing. Again, this is one that, although they're not super cheap, definitely not, their pieces like full price are pretty expensive. They have sales so regularly, so you can often get things for like 20-30% off. I think at the time both of these skirts were half price, so I basically paid for one skirt in the price of two. So these cost me like £35 each, but they should have been £70 each. So the first one is this very flowy, it's actually made from hemp, it kind of feels like linen, summery mid-length skirt. It goes really well with this top. This is what I wore on my birthday, and it's just really pretty. It's very comfortable. I'm into more midi things at the moment. I'm not really into really short skirts anymore. As I say, I'm kind of done with my like crop tops and really short things phase of my life, I think. I just feel more comfortable and confident in things that are a little bit longer these days. So again, I can't wear maxi skirts really very easily because I'm not really lanky and skinny. So this length is just below the knee, and it works well, I think, with a pair of sandals. But yeah, I couldn't really wear it with any other shoes than like sandals or like dainty shoes. But then this skirt is also from Thought, and that is denim. I will say that the quality of this is so top notch. Like I had a denim skirt from ASOS before. I had in my wardrobe for like 3-4 years, and it was so past its best, like it needed to go. But this is like a stretchy material, but you can just feel, if you feel this compared to the ASOS one, it's like no comparison. This is so thick, much thicker. It feels like much better quality. I don't know how this is going to wash. I'm a little bit scared to put it in the wash just because it is a very like indigo-y denim. So I feel like it might run a little bit. I haven't washed it yet. I've only worn it a couple of times, but it just has this really cute like pinafore detail. It's kind of again, like a just below the knee, but it's a bit more of a pencil fit on me just because I have very wide hips. Yeah, I'm really impressed with them. As I say, don't buy anything until they have a sale on. There's really no point. Their sales are so good that you might as well wait. In terms of shoes, I have also invested. I actually haven't bought leather shoes for a couple of years, but I wanted to stop buying non-leather shoes that were cheaply made and they would fall apart like a couple months after I got them if I wore them regularly, you know. So I did invest in a couple of pairs of Will's Vegan store shoes. Again, these are ones that I can wear season after season. I mean, they are going to wear out at some point because they're shoes, but I mean, hopefully I can get them resold or whatever, I don't know. But I do think that they are, again, very high quality. They're not super expensive for shoes. Like you'd pay more for a pair of like Nike trainers, to be honest, than these, but well, some obviously not all, but these are really like scuffed and dirty because I wear them all the time. But these are, I think, some of their hiking boots, hiking shoes. I wear these just as like my normal everyday trainer. So they're so clunky and they look so manly here, but they're kind of that really, you know, what's in fashion at the moment, that kind of chunky trainer. They're really comfortable to walk in because they are walking shoes, so they are made for that, and they've lasted really well. I've had them since October, November time last year, and I wear them nearly every day. They are starting to wear out inside, so I probably will have to get a new insole for them, but that's fine, I can buy an insole anywhere. For the quality, and you know that there's no animal products in there, I really love Will's Vegan Store. I've also got a little coin purse from them, which I love. That was a Christmas present from Adam actually, and it's just such exquisite, like it feels like real leather, you know? So I really, really love them as a brand. And then the other pair of shoes that I invested in was a pair of sandals. So again, sandals were a thing that I used to buy really cheap pairs, and they would literally last one season and then they would break. This is very much my style of sandal. It's just the type that I've always worn, to be honest, and this kind of tan color, autumnal colors, this tan color really suits me. So anything in that kind of tan, obviously this is vegan leather, but like bags, anything in that shade, I absolutely love. This is a really nice, they're kind of like Birkenstock type of soles, whatever they're called. Yeah, really comfortable. One thing I will say is they are quite wide fitting, both of the shoes that I have bought from them, but I have wide feet, so that's great for me, but it might be something that you need to consider if you do have narrower feet. Just maybe size down. Moving on to the last recommendation for sustainable brands to buy from if you're buying new, M&S. So if you're not from the UK, M&S is a very, very old department store. Like my grandma used to shop there when she was a girl. My mum shopped there when she was like growing up and still does. And now I shop there, and I used to think it was the least cool place to buy clothes ever. I only used to buy like knickers and socks and like your staples, because I was like, I'm not buying any clothes that I wear on my body from M&S. Not happening. When I was in uni, I started like just looking online at the clothes. I don't even know how I started buying them, but there are actually some that are really nice. They're good quality again. They score a good on that good on you eco, which a lot of department stores don't. So to see that, they really do pay their way. I think it's from paying their staff and factory workers and stuff. Yeah, they have a good score, and they score 4 out of 5 on planet and people and 3 out of 5 on animals. So I know that they are pretty good with their paying their workers fairly, and they are trying to kind of combat their impact on the planet. So I feel pretty confident shopping there. You can get some really affordable pieces, especially in tops. I got some gorgeous, just basic straight fit, sorry, this has just been in the wash so it's kind of wrinkled, but just straight fit t-shirts. I actually got, they were doing a sale, so it was 3 for £12. So I got a white one, a black one, and a navy and white striped one, like a nautical striped one. And you can just wear them with so many things. They're so versatile, just for things like that, which is like basics that you want to have 1 or 2 of in your wardrobe that you can rotate around and pair with different things. They'll go with everything, and they're really affordable, and they're well made, and you know that they are coming from an ethical brand. So do really recommend Marks and Spencer's. You wouldn't have caught me saying that 10 years ago. Okay, moving on. I did want to, before I go, show a couple of the bits that I got secondhand. So this was actually a find from the Oxfam. This is a Jaeger shirt. So Jaeger's really expensive. I would never be able to buy a shirt non-secondhand from Jaeger. Really, really nice quality again, and it's a little bit brighter. This is what I mean when just find the colors that work for you. Like, I would never think to buy this cool toned type of shirt, but I went for it on a whim, because obviously if you're buying it secondhand you can't return it or anything. I just went for it on a whim because it wasn't too expensive, and I really, really like how it looks. I've worn it in a few videos. Kind of comes across more lilac on me than kind of bluey grey, but yeah, really, really like that shirt. So that was a great find on Oxfam Online. And then from Depop, these are, I think, the only bits I've bought from Depop so far, but I'm constantly like favoriting things and putting things in my basket. But again, I'm trying not to buy too much stuff and just be sensible about the purchases I do make, that there's a gap in my wardrobe and I need them. But these two were more brightly coloured tops, and yeah, just a little bit more out of my comfort zone. Like I said, I was trying to like mix things up at the beginning of the year. So this is my pink jumper, which I'm sure you will have seen before, because I basically wore it for about 3 months straight during like winter into spring. This is the perfect shade of pink to still be flattering on me and not clash with my hair or anything like that. It's a fine balance. So this kind of like almost pastel-y, but it's still bright pink, really works well. And also this is from And Other Stories, so this is really great quality as well. And again, I probably wouldn't buy anything full price from And Other Stories because they are quite pricey and probably going to be out of my price range, but buying secondhand was great. And this, honestly, it washes so well. When I bought it, it was pretty much good as new. It had hardly been worn. And I really like that you can filter on Depop brands. So you can type in the brands that you want and it will show up all of the products that they have on the website from that brand. So I use the app. I don't use the desktop site, but yeah, it's really good. This was from the same buyer. So a lot of times Depop will do like free delivery for bundles. So she also had this little, okay, I know I said I was over crops, but this is an exception. It's like this really kind of loose fitting cropped shirt, and because I generally wear high-waisted bottoms, this doesn't actually show any midriff, and because it's loose, it doesn't make me feel uncomfortable when I wear it. So I really love this. It is an animal print, but because it's that kind of rusty orangey shade, autumn colors, definitely is flattering, and it's a little bit out there for me. Like, I don't have anything else in animal print, so I was kind of excited to try that. It is from Topshop, so it's probably not going to last years and years because just Topshop stuff does tend to wear out eventually. It's not, you know, super high quality, but it's also a really nice quality. It is a thicker one. It's kind of like almost like a jersey material. It's quite thick. So those are like just finds that I have found and that have worked for me to buy secondhand, that are a little bit out of my comfort zone but have actually been really successes when I get them and try them on. So that is going to conclude this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you found it helpful. I know it was pretty long, but hopefully it was informative if you are looking for tips on how to shop for clothes if you're a redhead. And yeah, if you did enjoy this video, then please do give it a like and subscribe if you would like to see more from me. It really helps me to know which ones you guys like and which ones you would like to see more of. I am not used to doing fashion content, so this was very out of my comfort zone, but I will, if you guys want to see it, I will think about how I can kind of incorporate a little bit more. So yes, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!